All right, everybody, how are you doing? I'm just adjusting my camera here real quick while I wait for my guest, Sean Campbell. I send him the link. Hopefully, he'll get in on this in a minute. I feel crooked somehow. All right, so how is everyone doing this fine day? I'm doing fantastic. I hope that you are all doing well. And I just want to make sure that, we're all just getting along and just kind of, excited about making comics and stuff. And, uh, just supporting one another's creations and properties and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about having my guest tonight, Sean. Hopefully, he'll pop in here at some moment. I don't know, maybe he's having some technical difficulties. But tonight we're going to be talking about Ferryman, and I'll be drawing one of the characters from the series there. So. Um, while I'm here, let's talk a little bit about Chango. Uh, Chango is cruising along, doing actually pretty well on Kickstarter. IndieGoGo, not so much. Hey, look who's here. We got Sean. Sean, what's going on, buddy?
Hey man, how's it going?
Great, great. All right. So
Awesome.
I was just kind of like just giving a quick intro. All right, so let me start officially here. Um, Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the El Guapo Drawstream tonight on July 29th, 2019. And tonight I have the distinct pleasure of having the writer and creator of Ferryman, uh, Sean Campbell, here with us. Sean has recently had funded a successful IndieGoGo campaign for Ferryman 2. This is actually the second issue. And really excited to have him here. We're going to be drawing his character tonight, and we're going to be talking to him, finding about a little bit about the comic, the inspiration of the comic, and the story behind it, and how everything came together, how he got to meet his artist, and all these sort of things. So we're going to try to keep this real tight tonight, as Sean is going to be only able to stay with us for about an hour or so. So
Yeah, I work third shift, so
yeah, that's tough, Joe. I've been there, bro. I understand. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and take care of the quick particulars. So we're gonna do a quick screen share here. We're gonna look at the couple of campaigns. First campaign we're gonna look at here is obviously the we're gonna look at the Chango campaign, and let's share that real quick. All right, so here's the IndieGoGo for Chango. So we've had this up here for quite a bit. There's a 60-day campaign. We're 32 days. We're at 550 people. That's only 10%. I put it on Kickstarter, and in less than in about a week, I'm at almost 50% funded. So let's go, people. Let's get on board with Chungo, the Broken Veil. It's a high quality, high production comic that I'm putting together. And because you're not sick enough already, I'm gonna pop the intro video real quick.
Broken is plagued by the ability to see demonic entities since the age of
This is gorgeous art.
Thank you.
Now, as a teenager, he looks to be rid of this burden once and for all. But is it a curse or something more?
Nice.
Django, the broken veil.
All
I
right,
can't
all
wish
right.
my video was that good.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, listen, guys, that's an exciting video. And guess what? The comic is just as exciting. So let's go. All right. Let's fund this. Let's get El Guapo funded. Let's get this project fund it, all right, so I can bring it. I'm going to bring it to life anyway. I'm just saying I could use your help, all right? I got 10 backers at $550, 28 days left. All right, come on, people. Let's get this cranking. All right, next, I do want to put the Ferryman here. So as we can see here with Ferryman, hey, listen, guys, it's already funded. Ferryman's funded. All right. If you wanted to back Ferryman, guess what? It's already funded. All right. And hey, you know what? Let's play the video because I like the concept. It looks cool. All right. Nice coloring on that cover, by the way. I don't know who your color is, but that's pretty dope. All right. Let's play the video.
The parts that are in color in the video are from the first issue. This was back when we were still producing the second issue.
It's nice, clean line work. Some serious creep factor going on here.
It's not a feel-good story, you know?
No, I mean, I can see it, man, but holy crap. That reminds me of The Matrix. But we'll find out a little bit more about that. Nice, nice. Real hard sci-fi vibes on that one, buddy. Real hard.
Yeah, I tried. Video editing is not my strong suit, but I really tried to do something with that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna just open up my I did, just because we had limited time, I kind of did like a quick little underdrawing, all right, on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually get over here. I'm gonna lock you in right now, and I'm gonna screen share over there. Okay, so let me move over here, and we're just gonna talk while I draw, man. All right, so Ferryman 2. All right, so okay, I saw the video obviously, and I'm getting some strong sci-fi vibes off of that, obviously. So explain a little bit to me about the story here. By the way, congratulations on funding it. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you. It's still in demand, by the way, for anyone who's
nice.
who would like to get in. But yeah, the story is a set in 2051, and in this world, the afterlife has basically become a commodity that you can buy. You have this implant that you can purchase if you can afford it, and it lives in your head while you're alive, and then whenever you die, it downloads your consciousness into itself, and then that data is extracted and taken to a virtual afterlife called Glory. Our main character is a recovery agent. He's the guy who basically schlubs around on the night shift and downloads people, well, as they die. It's not a very very happy job, right, in a weird way. But so he basically he gets caught up in a conspiracy whenever one of the people that dies on his shift is a murder victim who is one of the inventors of Glory. And in the first issue, he basically he is attacked, and his Knight's Hall of downloaded souls is stolen, and he's just kind of left to die. And at the same time, he starts seeing a vision of a woman who is it looks like sort of the younger version of a woman that he downloaded earlier that night. So in the beginning of the second issue, he's recovering in the hospital, and he starts seeing more of this woman. Like, she's sort of leading him somewhere. So he doesn't know if he's hallucinating. He doesn't know if he's seeing a ghost. He doesn't know what's going on. So he starts following this woman on this trail that leads him to that's going to lead him as the story goes on through this murder mystery. And basically what's happening is there's a side story as well set in Syria, where you have a journalist who's going what's the word? Interview. That's the word. Interview a warlord who claims to have proof that glory doesn't work and that it's a lie in some form, basically because people who have been taken to glory are coming back. And they're sort of starting to wreak havoc on the world of the living.
Intriguing. All right, so it seems like you've got a little bit of a lot of different genres mixed in here, which is kind of cool. So you got obviously a sci-fi angle to it. You've got a murder mystery here. You got some intrigue. So that's kind of. So what was the genesis of this idea for you?
I couldn't tell you. It was kind of like you just said. It was kind of a jumble of ideas that sort of came together, kind of all at once, and I just started writing it out. And originally, it was going to be like I was thinking about writing like a screenplay, and it was going to be like a horror movie. But as I was writing it, it started taking shape and sort of became more of a story about this guy and the murder mystery, and then it became sort of the setting sort of started to fall into place, and so it became what it is. And then I thought, well, I haven't really tried to do a comic in a while, so let's see if I can make that happen. So I wrote it, and then I was like, well, what do I do with this now? So so that's when I decided to start trying to. I funded the first book myself, the production of it, and then again I use it to sort of pitch. I was trying to pitch like Aftershock and I think Dark Horse, still like that, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. So it just kind of sat there for a while, and then this whole thing started with people doing the crowdfunding their comics. So I thought, well, let's try that, and so I did it. And after some initial hiccups, it eventually worked, and so here we are.
Nice. All right, so that's great. So you said that you hadn't done comics in a while. So have you written other comics? Have you produced anything else?
Nothing anyone has ever read. I've been trying for years. Like my first ever rejection letter I got from Dark Horse Comics when I was 18, which was years ago. After that, I mostly try. I wrote a lot for just kind of for myself along the way. I've written like screenplays and short stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. But this is my first published work.
Okay, sweet. So, and it's a self-published work, and that's awesome too. So you're trying to get published through the the regular channels, and did you get any feedback? I mean, were people saying that you were close? I mean, were they interested in your ideas, or just saying that yeah, we like it, it's not for us right now, but anything like that? What kind of feedback did you get throughout that process?
Honestly, I didn't get a whole lot, not from them. It was a lot of just sort of the generic sort of thanks but no thanks kind of things.
Okay, I see.
The best feedback I got was I went to a con and I met a couple of pros there, and they gave me some advice on sort of how to proceed. Like they were like I didn't know like how to hire people. I didn't know how to hire a colorist. How do you hire a colorist? I didn't know you could just ask. Like that never occurred to me. and so I was told like, yeah, here's some places, here's the people you might want to contact. And I got some good feedback on the script. I got some good feedback on the art along the way. It took that first book took probably a year and a half to actually get it in people's hands.
Oh wow. So, that's quite a time.
Yeah. But I mean, I think I started it like in May of 2017 or 2018, one of two. And I finished the scripts pretty quickly, but I kind of, like I said, I sat on it for a while. And then I went to my artist. He finished it in like January of the next year. And then And then, like, I think it was that June is when I ran the campaign. So yeah, about a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Oh, okay. So where did you find your artist?
I found him on Facebook. His Dennis Turon is his name. He is an artist from the Philippines. He's done a couple of small projects over the years, and I just put a post out on a Facebook group, and he was one of the people that responded. We got along. I liked his art style, and he was really into the story, and it just kind of clicked.
All right, cool. All right, that's awesome. So you said you also did you put the same call out for colorists?
No, that was when I started getting some recommendations from people. The one I found, her name is Esther Salguero. I believe she lives in Spain. And I just happened to find her page in this list of people that I was recommended to, and she had worked with Disney, IDW, only she was pretty much a pro. And so I just reached out to her and I told her about the project. I sent her the pages that we had done at that point, and she just said, "Absolutely, I'll do it." And the patience for these two artists, I want to say, because it took so long. We finished the first one so long ago. The fact that I actually could get them back, I was so proud. I was so glad they came back.
Oh, that's great.
And
All right.
and when what you're looking at here, the second book is way better than the first. They've gotten so much better. They really brought their A game on the second book. I'm very proud of it.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right, let me do this. Let me see if I can.
That's looking awesome, by the way.
Oh, thanks, dude. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually. Can you screen share right now yourself?
My ugly face. I guess I can.
No, I'm talking about for like your art. So like some of the stuff in your book. Just want people to see a little bit more of that.
I am actually on my phone, but I believe I can just grab a copy of the comic. Let me see here. I think it's in here. Yeah, here we go. Sorry if there's background noise. Give me 1 second.
No, it's all good. Don't worry.
Okay. Hey, whoa, that's my ugly face.
There you go. Or
There
finger
we go.
or thumb. There we go. Nice.
Right. Okay. So cover. This is the first issue.
A real serious your boy Zach vibe right now.
Say what?
I'm
Oh
getting
yeah.
your boy Zach vibe right now.
Let me go jump in my car real quick. I can do that.
Well, it's in the car. He does it on that bedspread.
Yeah. It's just a ratty couch. This is our artist Somni who did the layout for this book. He's doing the letters for the issue 2. He drew these character designs. This was part of a stretch goal we had, throwing him in a couple of ads. And this is the first page here. This is Atlanta 2051.
Yeah.
It starts with a guy who is basically going in to get this service done. You can sort of see right there. He's getting the implants, and then he immediately kills himself, and they call in the recovery agent to come in and download him, and that's a interesting little blood effect as he drills into the back of his head.
The people that get this, I mean, is it because are they being sold on immortality to a certain degree?
Yeah, basically. That's the idea, is that you can sort of live forever inside of this sort of user-created virtual utopia. And that right there, we're actually offering this right here as a poster on the new campaign. This is Troy Torres drew this.
Oh, okay.
And drew that logo. And to me, that looks extremely creepy. I don't know why it does, but it makes me very uncomfortable. And let's see here. And this is something different. This is not Glory. This is the hub. This is what Glory looks like when you first get in. This is like the loading screen as this guy's being loaded in. And he's got this. He's sort of got this sort of angelic figure that's sort of going to lead him into it. This is something different. This is more. This is like an illegal hive mind of a type that will be explained more as the story goes on. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but basically, it's like you get all this stuff here going on, and this nasty looking picture here. Cover that. And,
It's
fun. There's
really,
more of these.
the art is really clean. It's one of the things that I see. It's very clean. It's that, it's that style that you see now where it's open line space. It kind of leaves a lot for the colorists to kind of play around with and add a lot of flavor to it. So when you were writing your script and stuff like that, did you give any kind of direction to the people working on it, the colorists, the artists? Or you just kind of let them free reign it?
Well, my script was pretty detailed. I write because I sort of learned to write through writing screenplays, so I sort of learned how to convey kind of what I wanted, but I didn't go nuts. When he did it, I basically said, just start drawing, and then we'll see what we went through. We'll see what we got. Like, I'll tell you one example. We actually changed something because when we first got, he was doing the character design before he even started. This guy right here had a gigantic afro.
Oh, jeez.
and I told him that's got to go. So basically he, the way he works is he just kind of does whatever he wants, and then I offer some feedback on it. And we had a couple of arguments back when we did this book, but the second book we had like maybe 2 things that I didn't agree with, and both times he was basically able to convince me I was wrong. So,
you argue with the artist? How dare you?
Yeah, so me and him get along pretty well.
That's awesome. But it's not too much arguing. You guys were just had different ideas.
No, yeah, it was just like, oh, I want to do something a little different, and I'm like, no, don't do that. It's not going to work. And he said, well, but it'll work if I do this, and I'm like, fine. So yeah, and whatever's going to make the book look better, man, I say just go for it.
All right, so this character that I'm drawing, obviously you know who it is, right? So,
yeah, this is Ammar Ahmadi.
What is it?
This is the Syrian warlord, right? This guy right here, who is basically this. This is actually an article that's sort of in the first book as part of our stretch goal for it. He is. This tells sort of more about his backstory, but he is basically a British agent who was sent into Syria in the middle of this war. That's part of the backstory of this world, and he was basically sent in to basically be like a superhero of sorts, like a cyborg superhero, and sort of lead the people in a kind of revolution against this technology. And he basically found a reason to turn against the people that sent him there, and started what was essentially World War III. And so now he's sort of living. He's kind of taken over his area, and he is fighting this kind of technology that he sees as like an abomination. And he might be right.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So I mentioned earlier when I was looking at that I'm getting a really strong vibe of the Matrix. So am I off at all?
No. What's going on in the virtual afterlife, which I said was called Glory, is basically some very, very dark stuff. It's sort of like when you get uploaded into it. It basically is sort of like the Matrix, but you're Neo. Like you have the ability to do whatever you want. You can build your own. Like you feel like here, this story. This is a scene when one of the main characters is visiting his brother and his niece, and they basically just have it's at a house, and they're sort of trying to live like a normal life in a way. But her toys obviously can fight back and all kinds of cool stuff like that. What's going on here is there's something sort of lurking inside of Glory that is basically convincing people that basically they got a raw deal and they're fighting their way out. And so how that works is a little bit tricky, but we're getting there on that.
So when they're in this dimension, for lack of a better word,
Uh-huh.
um, are they are people outside aware, or is it just only the people that have signed up to be part of this technology that are aware?
No, it's public information. It's like like I showed you that ad. Like that's an ad you would see walking down the street in 2051. So everyone knows about it. It's just extremely expensive.
All right, so I'm thinking, you ever see that anime Sword Art Online?
I saw some of it.
Okay,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
kind of.
So in there, okay, they can go into these virtual worlds. They're alive, but they go into these virtual worlds, and then there's a danger that they get trapped in it. But in your store, they're already in it. Okay,
Yeah,
uh,
they basically paid to get trapped in it.
they paid to get trapped in it. So
Yeah.
as when they're in there, how much autonomy do they have? I mean, can they create their own whatever? I mean, is there a way for them to like if they wanted to be something that they always wanted to be in real life, but
Mm.
obviously they could never attain it? Is that something that they could do? Now
Yeah,
that
that's part of the selling point. It's basically like have you ever played Second Life? Are you familiar with it?
what is it?
It's called Second Life.
No.
It's basically it's like an online game where basically people can sort of build and do whatever they want. And so it's basically sort of like that in a way, I imagine, but a little more intuitive because that game is not very intuitive at all.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, so it's basically like yeah, you're given like a server that is your own server, and you can and it's yours to do with whatever you please. You can put a filthy nightclub on it. You could build a house. You could build a castle. You could set up a battlefield and invite your friends over to play. You could do anything you wanted, and then there would be public servers that would be like cities that you could visit as well.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of neat. So within that world, the world within a world, is there a hierarchy there? I mean, is there a virtual overlord or a overseer? I mean, because everyone running around doing their own thing could kind of have be some chaos, right? I mean,
Yeah, the idea is that everyone sort of has dominion over their own little space,
okay,
but the public spaces are like managed. There would be like I imagine there would be like elected officials, and there would also be people represented from the company that would sort of help to run things.
oh,
And obviously, you know, there would be problems and conflicts and things like that.
right.
But if you didn't want someone around, you could literally just boot them from your server, and off they go. And if you
Oh,
try to kill someone in public, they just come right back.
oh, okay. Yeah, that's neat. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that. I like that a lot. So you can create your own existence, but there are some rules. Your existence can't infringe on someone else's um, reality that they've created for themselves.
Yeah, you can't go into their server unless you're invited, or if
Oh,
it's or unless they make it public or whatever for whatever reason. It would be sort of like if you were playing like a video game and you said, "I can in my friends can come in right now," or you know, I'm just going to play by myself, kind of thing.
okay. All right. So people can go into one another's servers, but only permission granted.
Yeah, and obviously, and like look what happens in the stories is the living can come and visit you if they want to as well.
Oh, really?
We're wearing like VR glasses.
Oh, okay. So there is a way to interact with the world outside.
Very limited, but yeah.
Okay. Do they have to pay a fee to do that?
Just to visit? No, it's just like logging onto a server.
Oh, okay.
But the problem with that, obviously, is you never really get a chance to let go. You know.
Right, right. Okay. Yeah, that can come with its own set of issues, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, first issues out. Um, your second issue, is it completely finished?
The second issue is being colored right now. I think she's doing the 6th and 7th page right now, I think. Probably be done by the end of August. We were supposed to be done by July, but we ran into some delays with IndieGoGo, so
Okay.
it got pushed back a little bit. But she should be done by the end of August, and then we'll go to print as soon as we can.
So so all the art is done on it, huh?
Yep. In fact, as one of our perks is you can get one of our original art pages, and thankfully those survived the trip from the Philippines, and I got them the other day. So,
Geez, yeah, that's crazy.
so
International shipping, that is amazing that they survived.
well, I can tell you right now, shipping international with comics is a little strange because stuff just gets lost sometimes. I had a couple of backers, from overseas last year. I had to send them twice. One of them I had to send 3 times. So I was really worried about them not showing up, and thankfully they did.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough, man. Doing that with the overseas artists and trying to do original art stuff like that. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, I know I've shipped some stuff out overseas, and people never got it. You know,
Yeah, it just happens.
they're like, oh, the guy's like, oh, I never got this. What are you talking about? I sent you like 2 different ones. I actually sent him 2 original. I felt bad, so I said, well, you didn't get your first one. All right, I'll ship you another one. He never got that one either. He's actually, and now he's the artist for the Phantom. He does all the covers for the Phantom in Australia. His name is Jamie Johnson. He's like,
nice, yeah.
Yeah, you know Jamie Johnson?
I know the Phantom, yeah. I know that book.
Yeah. So Jamie Johnson, he does all. He's a big Jim Lee influence guy. And yeah, good artist and everything like that. And I feel bad because I was never able to fulfill what he wanted to get. And he was cool with it. It's like, I'm sorry, dude, I don't know what the heck's going on. I tried 2 times, and
Yeah.
and I think it cost me like $50 each time to ship it, which is a killer.
Yeah.
$100, and the guy never got what he wanted. But at least I'm glad that you were able to get that at least.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can finish your thought. I'll ask you right after.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. But I'm gonna make a point to do the internationals first this time because it takes so long.
Yeah.
And and there's so much guesswork involved. So international backers will probably get theirs first this time around.
Okay, that sounds fair. Yeah, that's good for them. You hear that, backers of Ferryman? You're gonna get the hookup before everybody else.
So that way you'll get it about a month after everyone else does.
Right. Just keep it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So so in the first issue, you want to just give us a quick a overview or synopsis of what happens in the first issue leading up to issue 2?
Yeah. I'm sitting right here holding this, so I might as well. The story is about a character named Miles Armstrong. He is a recovery agent working for the ELH Corporation, which is the company that runs Glory. He is kind of a troubled guy. He's had issues with addiction. He lost his brother and his niece in an accident a few years before, and he's kind of sort of drifting sort of listlessly through life. Like he has no direction. He's basically just working this job, thinking maybe he might be able to afford the implant one day. And a guy in his position, that may not necessarily be a good thing for him. And meanwhile, at the same time, a journalist named Tara and her bodyguard are going to interview Ahmadi, a Syrian warlord who has proof that Glory is a lie. And whenever they encounter him, they are attacked by a cyborg assassin who kills his entire crew, and that's sort of where that scene ends. let's see. We pick back up with Miles as he visits his brother in Glory, and we basically sort of get this impression this sort of he's kind of in a dark place. And after a long night, he goes in for his last job, which turns out to be one of the inventors of Glory, who was murdered, apparently by his wife. And as he's leaving, he is attacked by some people who steal his knight's haul of downloaded souls, for lack of a better word, and he's left for dead in a car crash. And he notices as he does so that one of the people who attacks him was actually one of the people that he downloaded earlier that night. And he sees a lady in red as sort of a spirit that basically tells him to sort of be quiet, otherwise I'll kill him. And so we're left with a couple of questions. Who is the lady in red? Is this guy really the same guy that died, on page 3? Stuff like that.
Nice. That's nice. So, all right. So you're on Ferryman 2. How many issues are you planning for the series?
It'll be a 5-part story, and there might be a one-shot prequel if we get there, but that'll be a separate thing. The actual story is 5 pages, but we're looking at doing. We have an artist lineup, just a matter of sort of getting the details worked out and getting the finances worked out to do basically the Warlord's backstory as like a 60-page one-shot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So, so you got your story. You want to tell it. You know that it's 5 issues or so, and you decide, well, I tried to go through the conventional channels trying to find a publisher. I'm just going to self-publish this myself, and I'm gonna do crowdfunding. So, as you're going through it, what made you decide on choosing IndieGoGo as your platform as opposed to, say, Kickstarter?
Well, I actually started on Kickstarter.
Oh,
the first one, when I first did it, I did it on Kickstarter, and I got bupkis. It just didn't work at all. But I found some people who were really into the idea, and were they basically just encouraged me to try to get on IndieGoGo because everyone was moving to IndieGoGo, and that was sort of the place to be. So I did it the second time. We ran a 60-day campaign, and we got it funded at, I think, about 140%.
Okay, and so what was your initial goal?
The initial goal was 2,000 because it had already been produced. I was like, okay, we'll just pay. It'll just enough to cover the printing and the shipping.
Okay, and how many backers did you have on that?
I think we had total after. By the time we cut it off, it was up to like 300 and something. 350, nice. I think. Yeah. This one right now, we are at 240. So.
Okay. Now, how many of those 240 were part of that original 300?
That I don't know. I know there's quite a few. A lot of them came back because I think the initial wave of people was mostly the old school backers. We're trying to get some new people in this time though, because we have 2 books now. We have 50 pages of content, so we're looking to get a whole lot more this time. Hopefully, we can at least hit that same number again by the time we're done. I hope that's the case.
All right. So, what did you when you were putting this campaign together? All right. Obviously, you came from a experience where it didn't fund. All right. On Kickstarter. So, did you make any changes? Did you say to yourself, "Well, I need to try some different stuff. So let me try such and such"? Was any of that in play?
Well, initially I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just basically throwing stuff at the wall and see what would stick. And initially, not a lot stuck, but I definitely asked some people. I sort of tightened up my descriptions and things like that, and put some better pictures up on my campaign. So I just got some advice, people, just saying, what doesn't look good on this, and so then they would just tell me, maybe you could tighten this up a little bit, or make your pictures look a little nicer, stuff like that. As for actually like really sexing it up, I really didn't know what to do because, like I said, I'd never done this before. So
Right.
yeah, so it was just a matter of just taking a little bit of advice.
So I always get hung up on these round things because I know they have to kind of come here. Trying to remember how they look like. Okay.
What are we looking at here?
Yeah, it's the rounds coming through his arm here. This part here. I don't know. The strap here. So I guess I got to draw the rounds here. All right. What was I gonna say? So this character here that I'm doing, you're doing you say you're gonna be doing a one shot with him, and you got artists already lined up for that. You're just waiting to tighten up a few details.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like after one more book, kind of a thing. It's just kind of I've talked with E-Bike Analysis about it. Now he's not holding to it. We haven't made signed any deals or anything.
Yeah, a lot of people want that guy.
but he did that article in the first book. He did those 3 little art pieces for that, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to see this as a story. So that's basically what we talked about, and we talked about doing it. And when the time comes, we will definitely work that out because I love working with that guy. He is a fantastic artist. I love his style so much, and he just made some pictures that are just so creepy. Like, hang on, let me show you one. Let me see if I can do this without breaking the internet.
Yeah,
and not showing my. There you go. This one right here, for some reason, I love this picture so much. It's just disturbing and so stylish.
No, it's nice. He's got a lot of high contrasting blacks and a lot of open white space. It's a good use of negative space in the art, especially that one where the figure is all in silhouetted in the background there. And he's got that diagonal white flare coming across. That is a really big time ominous technique in lighting. Mike Mignola uses that a lot in Hellboy. That kind of lighting where it's cutting across at a diagonal. It's a nice intersection to break up that negative space. So he's incorporated into that. I can see why you like it. It's a very good compositional piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just love it. And I just said I want to see like a whole book of this. So if he was like, "Well, hit me up whenever you're ready, and we'll see what we can do."
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, he's like I said, he's in high demand.
I know.
Everyone wants it. I know that he's doing something with this guy on a project called Johnny Law. I don't know if he's doing anything else for your boy Zach. But he's part of his bullpen, but he's a freelancer, so he can work for whoever. But yeah, that's awesome. So this warlord character, I mean, he's kind of awesome. He's kind of like a real badass dude. And so he's got cybernetics. Is this something before, after? I mean.
Well, the idea is he was his backstory is that he was a kid who was taken over in the Syrian refugee crisis, and sort of led a privileged life for a while, and joined MI5, and he was basically sort of experimented on. He has some very experimental tech inside of his body, and whenever he went to fight in this war, he kind of kept going. Like, he is mostly machine, and everything about him is a weapon. And he just takes his role as a warlord very, very seriously. But he's also a very pious man. He's a devout Christian. He thinks he's doing God's will in what he's doing, and he.
Oh, no, wait a second. That's not over that. So he's Syrian born, but he's a Christian.
Yeah, well, he was raised in the UK.
Wow. So that's interesting. And so his family, were they around? Do you know if they supported this or anything like that, or is that something that you may go into?
No, well, that's something I would go into more in the one shot. But basically, the idea is that when he came, he has no family, or at least he didn't know he didn't. But when he came back to Syria, he found his sister, and his little sister is basically handicapped by the machinery. She's the one who was in part of that hive mind, and so, but this hive mind basically is sort of it's sort of like Alexa on steroids. It's like you have this called the hub, and it's basically just people that are sort of all connected into a hive mind that processes information extremely fast. And it was made illegal when they found out that it was all people. But obviously it still exists sort of in the underground. And his sister is a part of it. And he uses this basically thinking, because they have such strong predictive powers, they can kind of predict the future. So he thinks he is sort of when he basically does the will of this hub, and he is interpreting it as being sort of like a mandate from on high for how he's supposed to do things.
Oh, okay. Wow,
He's a complicated guy.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I like what you're doing right now. Yeah, I'm still here. I just whenever I'm getting into a part where I'm really focusing on, who's get quiet. I gotta stop. I gotta remember this is actually an interview show, not just me drawing. So so all right. So I'm drawing your character right now. Let me get back on my light box here. So did you design the look of this character at all?
I did not. I cannot draw to save my life. I just kind of described him as basically a tank with bad breath. That's how I described him.
I like that description. All right, that's cool.
But no, Dennis basically he would just you're an artist, you know how this process kind of works. He just kind of drew something, and then I said, well, you're close. Fix this part, this part, this part, and then he sent me back some more things, and we sort of worked out together sort of how the machinery on his hands works. Like he has that one hand that basically is a cannon on one side, the other one is basically like a gun that sort of splits apart, and all this other stuff. And he's basically got places for ammunition all over his body. He is just he's super strong, he's super fast, and sort of just making him look like this giant, basically walking tank with a beard and bad breath.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
nasty. I like him though. He's got. I like his face. It's really gritty. So that was a nice design job by your artist on that. I'm getting a little bit involved here, so I'm just kind of finishing. I know we got about 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to jam this out real quick.
Okay.
I'll see some up here, here. Here. All right. So, oh shoot, something's open. That's the thing about digital. It makes things quick to do, but there's certain aspects of it, like when you're filling in an area, that you gotta close things out, or else it'll bleed in. All right. Let's see. Fill that. Fill that. Fill that. Fill that. Fill this.
I love the face you did. That's awesome.
Oh, thanks. Does he have eyeballs?
Yeah, he's little squinty eyes.
Okay, so he does have eyeballs. All right, I do him eyeballless. He's not blind.
No, he's not blind.
All right. Okay.
Nice.
Thanks. All right. Let's fill this here. Boom, 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 boom. That in. And we are going to fill all that in. And let's use a screen like so. And then we're going to pop. Yeah, let's throw some lines on his mech here with some Zipatone. I tell you, the great thing about this manga studio is the fact that they have Zipatone. It's pretty awesome. I love Zipatone. Yeah, let me here like this.
Yeah, sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just watching.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna need to adjust the angle on that. So let's do this. And we're gonna adjust the angle.
This is an interesting way of doing a stream. What made you think of this?
What's that?
Drawing someone's character while you talk to them.
So it kind of evolved. I'll be honest, because I wanted I wanted to kind of like grow my audience, but also support other people, and I'm a big believer in that. I figure if you do a solid for someone, it'll come back to you. And so I draw anyway, and I'm interested in other people's project and gleaning, info off of them. And so what I figure, well, what better way to do that than to just kind of talk to people as I draw and kind of figure out what it is that they did, to make their campaign successful. And so yeah, this is how it started. At first, I was just posting up videos of me either talking or just drawing random stuff. But as I did it more, I realized that this just kind of evolved on its own, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because nobody wants to watch me do what I do. just sitting there, just banging myself in the head, and like, why doesn't this work?
It's all good, brother. And pause here. Yeah, I mean, I love this stuff, man. I freaking, I could just draw all day. It's really enjoy it. And it's a lot of fun drawing other people's characters. You get to see, especially if you're like a creator of it. Oh, shoot, I don't like it.
You ever get somebody who's like who drew their character originally, and they're like, "No, you're doing it wrong."
Actually, that has not happened yet. That doesn't mean it won't, though. People are very precious with their stuff, So,
I know.
I try to keep it, fairly. I don't do anything like bizarre. I just kind of more or less pretty straightforward. I don't want to tick people off and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, we're gonna add a little tonage here. And like that there. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just kind of blocking in areas here and fill some more dots in here. And I'm trying to finish in the deadline so that you can take off here.
No, we're good right now, so we got a few minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. And let's do this. Here. Yeah, I'm just kind of filling in these. Well, that's not the one I want to use. There you go. All right, so you got any questions for me? I'm over here. I'm just anything you want to
like I said, I was just kind of enthralled by watching you do things. Tell me about your campaign, because I don't really know a whole lot about it other than what we just showed.
Yeah, so Chago the Broken Veil is it's based on some true events, but it's basically a horror fantasy. It's basically how about this. It's a 6-year-old boy who has been plagued with the ability to see demons from the age of 6, and he becomes a teenager, and he's tired of dealing with that, and he wants to be rid of it once and for all. So he takes the opportunity of his family vacation in California to do something about it. But things don't turn up exactly how he thought, and he's figuring out that things may not be what he thinks they are. So we're following that story. It's a horror fantasy. It's basically, I would say, a cross between The Sixth Sense meets Pan's Labyrinth with a bit of Troll Hunters mixed in for good measure.
Yeah, I was saying it kind of has kind of a Del Toro vibe to it, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, so I mean that's on purpose. Okay.
Okay. Hey,
Del Toro.
Hey, he's awesome. So go for it.
I love his work, and he really is. He's an amazing talent. And yeah, and even like I made some choices on purpose there with the choice of the art style being a little bit on the Mignola-esque style. I'm a big fan of Mike Mignola, Hellboy, and stuff that they do there. And so, I have a lot of ideas for books. This is just one of them. And yeah, man, I'm just looking to, see if you can get this thing funded and put out there. Like I said, I'm going to put it out anyway, pretty much like, yourself, you had a comic and everything like that, but, you funded it, you got it done. Just looking to get a little assistance along the way.
No, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, don't get discouraged, because it takes a long time to sort of get people just to notice what you're doing, man.
There's so much going on, everyone's, you got a lot of campaigns that, are, much bigger and better campaigns that are doing better, that are closing out. Monster MD closed out yesterday. People were focusing on that, and there's all this other hoopla going on right now. So a matter of getting people to concentrate on what it is that you got. Can be a lot of distractions out there. for sure. But we don't do that, man. We're just trying to focus on making good comics, man. That's all I'm about, you know.
Yeah, that's all it takes. And once you get one out and people like it, get it out there to people that are interested. It gets a little easier. You'll make a lot of good friends. I mean, you probably know that just from hanging out on Twitter with people that you meet a lot of really cool people who are doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And they're very encouraging.
All right.
Ooh.
That's it.
Nice. Man, I love that.
That's it. All right. Well, hey, listen, everybody. I want to let me get off the screen over here. So tonight we had the pleasure of having what the heck is wrong with my mouse here? My mouse is acting out of control.
Mm-mm.
Come on, come back into the control.
Uh-oh.
My mouse is acting wonky all of a sudden. Come on now. It's misbehaving.
Oh no.
Okay. Somewhere here is my mouse. Come on, mouse. Oh, my mouse is not behaving right now. Come on. Don't be dumb.
Oh, God. The suspense is killing me.
I know. What the heck is going on? I'm trying to. Come on, mouse.
What are you trying to do? Just save it?
I'm just trying to get back to you again.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do. Jeez. All right, here we go. We're back. All right. Yeah. All right. So it is 9:34, and I kept into that 1 hour zone that I wanted to get, because obviously our guest tonight, Sean Campbell, could not really stay on too long, but I do appreciate the 1 hour that he gave us. So let me stop screen sharing here for a minute. So here's the finished piece. This is Ferryman, and right now it is currently on demand. Correct, Sean?
Yep, it'll be on demand for at least another couple of weeks.
All right, yeah. So it's on demand right now. So people definitely go check that out. Support it. Be honest with you, it's a really cool content. There's a lot of story there. I can already see that. And obviously, whenever I interview my different guests, I always get a lot of ideas. I ask a lot of questions, and sometimes I go down roads that get me in trouble with them. Like, whoa, wait, hold on, that's something I'm considering. So don't spoil the plot. But yeah, that actually did happen. I know they were cool.
No.
Like, no, we're gonna be, I don't want to divulge anything right now. If you want to just chill out, and I'm like, oh, sorry about that. But I mean, as a creator, my mind is always going anyway. So
Oh yeah.
so yeah, all right. So Sean, how can people get a hold of you if they want to, just kind of chat with you, get to know you, and look at your project?
Oh, the best way is Twitter. Twitter.com / Sean Campbell, SeanCampbell.
All right, that's awesome. And then people definitely check out the Ferryman 2 IndieGoGo campaign on in demand right now. So let's see if we can get this book up to 8. Where are you at now? About 6,300 or so.
Yeah, 6,400.
Yeah, 6,400. Let's see if we can get it up to 8,000, so he can bring you a even more quality. You got some stretch goals going that you're working on right now?
Right now, it's 7,000. We hit a trading card.
Ooh, nice.
People like trading cards, so we'll have one for you if we get there.
Nice. All right. So you already got that trading card designed and all done up right now too, right? So people won't have to wait that long.
Not yet. Still working on it. I don't like to get ahead of myself. Too much. I like to be prepared, but not. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Right, right.
But we are working on it. We have also a design possibly for a bookmark that we might be throwing in just as a thank you to everybody.
All right, that's
But
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So people, listen, I've had a great guest tonight, Sean Campbell, really cool guy. It's got a really neat project. Definitely check it out. And definitely check out Chango the Broken Veil. It's gonna get produced one way or another, but let's show Kickstarter that they're not the only ones that can back people. So um, let's see if we can get Chango to 50% on Indiegogo. That would be cool. All right,
How many more days you have on Kickstarter?
20. I think I have 27 more days or so.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. No reason to worry just yet.
Yeah. No need to worry yet. And and I got about 26 days on Indiegogo. But yeah, so people, this was the piece tonight. I'll be posting it online. Once again, I want to thank Sean for the privilege and the opportunity to draw one of his characters. That was a lot of fun, and definitely, keep staying tuned to the Twitter feed for El Guapo Comics as I announce other guests and that sort of thing. So. Once again, I want to say thank you to my guests. So without further ado, Sean, take us away.
All right. Check out the Ferryman #2. Check out El Guapo, and thank you so much for having me on, dude. That was a lot of fun.
All right, man. Likewise. All right, everybody.
Take care, guys.
And be awesome. Bye-bye.